Hi guys, in the last video I showed you my work on this amazing 3D printed cockpit of Arma Hobby's 1:70 2-scale Hawker Hurricane. Now let's assemble this kit. At the very end, I will show you all the tools I used during this build, but for now, let's focus on the assembly. As I didn't want to damage the fabric imitation with plastic cement, I decided to use super glue to join the fuselage halves. The overall fit was good, so only small sanding of joints was needed. Panel lines were restored with small razor saws and scribers. A layer of Tamiya Extra Thin restored the sharpness of lines. Unfortunately, I have noticed some molding imperfections on the fuselage that needed sanding. A lot of patience was required to avoid damaging the beautiful cowling details. The underside of the Hurricane is always one of the trickiest areas to work on. I protected the fabric imitation with masking tape, used soft black super glue as a filler, and carefully sanded the surface. Again, some small imperfections needed sanding here. The fit of the tail was quite good, but I still needed some super glue to fill the gaps. I also noticed that the aircraft I was building didn't have a mast on the tail, so I removed it. Not bad. The wheelbays are nicely designed, but there are many elements that need to be glued together. I attached some of them before painting to ensure everything fit properly and to make adjustments if needed. Parts were primed with Mr. Paint Black Surfacer and then coated with Mr. Hobby Silver Lacquer. Weathering was done with Tamiya black panel line accent. Some of small parts had imperfect molding, so I used various files to shape them. After the wheelbays were done, I could finally join the wing halves with Revell Contacta-Glue. Unfortunately, the 3D printed cockpit was slightly too big, preventing the wings and fuselage from fitting together. I had to heavily sand the wheelbase ceiling, much better now. Without the aftermarket cockpit, the fit was good, so don't be afraid to build this kit straight from the box. A few panel lines needed restoration, but that wasn't difficult. I used Duimo plastic tape as a guide. During the build, I noticed some sink marks on the flaps, probably caused by the glue. I filled them with my favorite black super glue and smoothed everything with sanding sponges. One of the most fascinating steps was restoring some details using small pieces of plastic sheets and tubes. After painting, it is almost impossible to see the difference, believe me. After analyzing pictures of the real aircraft, I noticed a few modifications that were not typical for the Hurricane Mark I. First, the oil deflector ring, which I made from styrene strip. Then the gun camera housing, made from square piece of plastic. I decided to use 3D-printed Arma Hobby exhausts, which naturally look better than the plastic ones. These parts are slightly oversized and with visible print layers, so yes, sanding for help. The second to last detail was the antenna mast, strengthened with wire so I could attach it at the very end of the build. The radiator cowling is one on the most disappointing details of this otherwise nice kit. I used chisels and sanding sponges to clean the interior properly. Additionally, both cowling elements didn't fit well. I had to apply filler and sand everything several times. I attached a sanding sponge to a toothpick to smooth the cowling interior. I'd love to buy the aftermarket detail to replace this kit part. The radiator itself, combined from plastic and photo-etched parts, looks awesome and is a pleasure to build. Now I could finally prime the model with Mr. Hobby Black Surfacer applied straight from the can. I protected wheelbase with very handy O-mask plugs. Primed the cowling. Attached the gun sight made from thin transparent film and clear parts. Phew. Now I can start painting the model, but I'll explain that in detail in one of my next videos. And now, as promised, here are all the tools I used during this video. Tamiya sharp pointed side cutter, hobby blades, diamond files of various grits, Dispaye sanding sponges, chisels, modeling and electronics tweezers, modeling saws and scribers, glues, Revel contactor for larger and heavier parts like wings, Tamiya, extra thin, regular and quick setting for other plastic parts, 2-component epoxy glues for clear parts, super glues for bonding and as a filler together with an accelerator, masking tapes, Tamiya epoxy putty, drill bits and burrs, stiff brush to remove sanding dust, Dymo-pastic tape, Thank you guys, cheers.